Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this is a really great day. Why? It's Monday, yes, it's the 29th of November, also correct, but your focus is all wrong, because it's day one of the Multilingual Book Club, round 4, and I am super excited. Honestly, it's just so much fun. The last one was so good, and this one's gonna be even better, and I just can't wait to finish the year strong. Like, I just feel like for me personally, this is exactly what I need, both with my Mandarin Chinese studies, which is what I'll be focusing on myself for this round, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's also just exactly what I need to close out this year. You know, I need something that gives me that structure that we do as a group, as a community, that feels warm and cozy and just a very safe, positive environment, and just where I can really focus on doing something massively productive to just close out this year, whatever else happens to be going on. So I'm just really excited. And in this video, I want to just, go through exactly what I'm doing this round of the book club. I want to talk to you about what I hope to get out of this. And I hope that might help some of you perhaps get some ideas on how you could also think about what you want to get out of this round in the book club. We will talk about the resources I'm using. I'm gonna show you my activity tracker sheet that I have filled out this morning, and I'll be emailing that out to everybody on the email list at robinmcpherson.co/book club, where you can sign up. I'll be sending that out today, and you can download it, print it off, fill it out yourself, and we can all do it together. It's also available on Patreon, where I posted it about a week ago. So just, behind the scenes stuff. Patreon members get everything in advance, and they just get all the cool stuff. So if you wanted to go sign up and support me there, you totally could, but that's up to you. So anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk about all the things. And of course, what time is it? It's coffee time, obviously. You all knew that. I know you all knew that one. So let's drink some coffee or whatever you have. Oh, by the way, I'm using my my Blue Wave mug today because, it's a special day. So you gotta have a special mug for a special day, Okay, very first thing, the first live stream is on Saturday, not Sunday. I'm very sorry about that. I know it's a bit confusing. Normally it's always on Sundays. They're gonna all be at 4 p.m. UK time. I do actually have a conflict in my schedule that I didn't realize on the first Sunday. So I'm really sorry. And as always, the details are on the website I gave you earlier, and they are always up to date. So if you're confused, just check that out. But this week, Saturday, 4 p.m. UK time will be the live stream for week 1. But the last 2 weeks will all be on Sunday as normal. So I'm really sorry about that. Totally my fault. Feel free to insult me or express your anger in the comments. I will not take it personally, I understand, but sorry. By the way, do you like my new plant? It's really cool. Okay, so let's go over the resources I'm using, and I also will talk about our co-sponsors for this round of the book club. So, you know what? I think as a way to transition into that, let's actually look at my activity tracker. I like this so much. I really hope you're gonna like it too. Ta-da! So I don't know if this will be a little bit overly exposed, but this is the Printable habit and activity tracker that I designed, and like I said, you can all print out and do for yourself as well. So as you can see, just like last time, the first section is basically like a calendar grid. So we have week 1, week 2, and week 3. And then we have the 7 days of the week. And every box is divided into 2. And then on the end, we have a special extra box here, 1 box per week. So the first half of every box for me, I will be coloring in dark blue. As you can see, I created a little key here, so dark blue, light blue, and charcoal. And so for me, dark blue is gonna indicate that I have read that day. And so my goal is gonna be just to read as much as I possibly can. In round 3, I calculated exactly how many pages I would need to read per day to finish my books. Because we're doing extensive reading, and I'll talk about that more in a second, this time, I just want to read as much as I can every day, and I just want to enjoy it as much as I can, which is very important. The second half of each box each day will be in light blue for me, and that will indicate that I've studied that vocabulary, and that is going to be really important. Again, we'll go into more detail in just a moment. And then the special boxes on the end, as you can see the headings, we have reading and we have writing. So for me, I'll be coloring those in charcoal just to kind of keep a nice sort of muted, peaceful color scheme. It goes with just everything in my life. And so that will indicate I have written at least one post over on Journaly, the foreign language journaling platform that I created and that most of you probably know by now. I just love it so much, but the good thing is, so many of you love it too, and that makes me really happy. So I'll be writing in Mandarin over there with the hope of getting feedback, comments, discussion from either native speakers or other learners. I will look forward to that. And I might even write some posts in English as well, just to appeal to a wider audience, and so we can all sort of have discussion. But I will, for my learning, I want to write at least one post per week over on Journaly. And then at the bottom here, I created a little section for additional habits that you may want to bundle in to round 4 of the book club. I find that this is a great opportunity to bundle other habits in, right? Because this is a really special period. It's 3 weeks where we are really focused on a common goal together as a community. You have this very warm, welcoming, incredibly positive environment to sort of help you stay focused on your goals and get support from your fellow community members. And so it's a really nice time to say, cool, what other just general healthy habits have I been working on for a while, or have I been wanting to work on for a while? What else can I bundle in to really make the most of this period of time? So I've created 4 spaces for that, and they also have basically 7-day calendar blocks. So you can just color in each day that you complete that habit successfully. So in my case, the first one is software engineering studies. Now that's kind of a very strange term because I'm studying right now a ton of stuff in a variety of different subject areas that each could be their own thing, but they're all in service of helping me advance my software engineering capabilities. So for simplicity's sake, that's what I've called them. So I want to do that daily. I wrote on all of them the frequency. So some of them say daily. Sleep, I think this one here, I specified 7 hours daily, right? So I'm including even things like sleep, things that are really healthy for me, things I've been working on for a while. I've been really trying to be more consistent, sleeping more. So I'm putting that on here, right? I want to keep myself accountable for that. I also have yoga at the bottom, which I want to do 4 times per week, maybe even 5, but 4 would be a good baseline. And then I have meditation. So you could put whatever you want. It could be healthy eating. It could be anything you want, any habit. I just think it's nice to really make the most of these 3 weeks. And who knows, maybe they just continue on afterwards. There's nothing to lose there. And then in my case, I wrote at the top, if you can see that, it's a little hard. I wrote the start date, the end date, and the language. In the future, I probably will add those to the design itself. So now let's talk about what I'm going to be using and why, right? What am I hoping to get out of this? Well, I will be first and foremost reading these 3 graded reader books from Mandarin Companion, which is our first co-sponsor. Now, as I said before, I want to really reiterate, I'm not using these books, and I'm not going to be using Skritter, which I'll talk about in a second, because they are the sponsors. I actually reached out to both of those companies because they are amazing companies that I really support. I love the people behind them and everything that they do. And these are the resources that I would want to use regardless for this round of the book club. So it's not that I'm using these things because they're sponsors. No, I went and got them as sponsors because I love what they create and I wanted to use their stuff. And I wanted to hopefully provide some of you some value as prizes and giveaways and stuff like that. As I said in the announcement, in the future, I will try to get even more sponsors so that we can have prizes and giveaways in all kinds of different languages so more of you can benefit. But this is the first time doing it, and so that's what we have. So I'm going to be reading one of these graded readers per week, right? This is the extensive reading version of the book club, our very first one like that. And so I want to really challenge myself to say, can I get through one of these every single week. I'll leave a link to all 3 books in the description in case you want to read along with the exact same books that I'm reading. But because it's extensive reading, because we are focusing on reading at a very high level of comprehension, it's likely that across the several thousand people doing this together, we'll all have different languages, different reading levels. So it's likely most of us will have different stuff. But Mandarin Companion does have content at 3 different levels. They have Breakthrough, Level 1, and Level 2. And so I'll be reading these 3 books. And then I will also be using Skritter to support that, because Skritter, which you can use to learn Mandarin or Japanese, in the case of Mandarin, they have pre-made vocabulary study decks that are already created, set up, ready to go for every single Mandarin Companion book. So it's absolutely perfect. So if we go back to my tracking sheet, so the first half here, which will be dark blue, that will indicate I did my Mandarin Companion reading. The second half with light blue, that will indicate that whatever I read that day, so let's say I read 5 chapters or something like that, I want to go through on Skritter and I want to really, really study that content. I want to be able to not just read, not just sort of recognize, not just know the tones for the characters, I want to be able to write the characters as well. Now, some of you may not want to do that. It's a bit controversial almost, right? Should you write or not? I've always said that I find writing Chinese characters in particular to be massively, massively beneficial to retention and to just being able to quickly recognize very similar characters. I will tell you this, I stopped writing for quite a while because I was so short on time. Recently, I've gone back to it and my retention has gone through the roof. So you can choose to do whatever you like. As always, right? I never say one thing is the best or the only way to do it. In my case, because these graded readers are primarily really foundational, fundamental vocabulary, these are all words that I already likely know. Some of them I might be rusty on. I might have just, what was that word? Or I may know it, but I've just never used it. So the point is, I already probably have a pretty good level of comfort with a lot of the vocab here. And I'm already incredibly comfortable writing Chinese characters and reading them. So for me, I'm at this place where, cool, I want to go through this content and really tear it apart from a studying kind of standpoint, right? Can I just really say, I went through and I absolutely just devoured all 3 of these books, and I can write all the characters, I can read them all, left and right, back to front, like the back of my hand. That's my goal. And then, as I already said, for writing, I'll be using Journaly, hopefully writing at least 1 post a week. And so you can also see on the right side of my tracking sheet, I wrote book 1, book 2, and book 3. And I wrote the names of the books. That's because every week I want to read 1 book. And that's pretty much it for the tracking sheet. What I'm hoping to get out of this is I really just want to finally, truly boost my comfort and confidence with all that really foundational stuff. My Mandarin right now is at a point where I'm getting very comfortable expressing myself more and more, right? I'm starting to get comfortable using more and more complex sentences. I'm getting very comfortable now with certain very colloquial phrases and vocabulary and all sorts of stuff. But at the same time, I do still have a lot of gaps there, and there's still some rather basic stuff that I might just sort of forget. I can't quite bring it to mind, or I still get a little bit stuck on some simpler structures depending on what they are. So I'm at a place where, from a vocabulary standpoint, I now want to say, cool, let's really go through all that stuff and let's iron it out, right? Let's hammer it down in my memory and really get finally very, very comfortable with that stuff. And the same thing from a grammatical standpoint. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to get out of this. I want to practice the ability to read at a much faster speed and be able to keep up, be able to process language as it's coming in and kind of keep going in a fluid way, which is going to have wonderful implications for my listening comprehension, my speaking skills, pretty much everything. So I hope that was useful and interesting. I look forward to everything we do, the live streams, all the stuff on Instagram. I guess that's the final point, is make sure that if you have Instagram or Journaly, and if you're comfortable doing so, you know, let's all participate. Let's do this together. Post on Instagram, either a story or a regular post. Tag me, mention the book club. If you're going to be using any of our sponsors' content, like if you're using Skritter, if you're using Mandarin Companion, you know, put pictures of what you're using, tag them as well, right? The point is, let's just all share and participate. Go on Journaly, write on there, be active, and you can win our amazing prizes and giveaways. So if you're learning Mandarin, then you can win 3 Mandarin Companion ebooks, any one you want of your choice, simplified or traditional. You can win one of those. We're giving away 3 per week. One person every week will win a 6-month Skritter subscription in case you are learning Mandarin or Japanese. And if you're not learning those languages, you will also be able to win Journaly Premium. So 3 people will win 1 month every single week. So just loads of cool stuff going on. Let's all just have fun. Let's close this year out strong. I'm sorry this was a bit long, but I had a lot to get through. And just, yeah, good luck. Let's do this together and let's just have a killer round 4 of the book club. So cheers, and I'll see you on Saturday for our first live stream of this round. Bye. That is now cold. That's cold.